We in the building one time with our good friend. Now, listen, he is a talk show host. He is a fellow company owner. He does a little bit of what I do, but we're not really competition, but we close. We cool peoples. All right, and then last week, I'm seeing that last week's Talk It Out Tuesday. I wish we had a recording. It would happen last week, but our wonderful co-host, Damian and TJ, mind you, I wasn't here. Okay, I wasn't here on that day. Okay, I wasn't here.
What day?
Get out there. I wasn't here. I wasn't here on last Tuesday. A week ago, I wasn't here. So don't hit me. Okay, I'm just the messenger, don't shoot the messenger. But what happened was, my co-host TJ and Damian spoke a little bit about what happened, and I guess I just have to, spill the beans. And they invited you to come here today to, I guess, clear things up, if you will. And you took on a personal invitation. I appreciate that. All right, so in the building this morning, it is our good friend KeJuan Avila. Give it up one time, y'all.
Hey, good morning. Good morning.
Thank you so much for coming through, big dog. Let's go ahead and talk about what happened, man. How you doing on this Tuesday morning?
Good morning.
I feel great. I love how you adding the full episodes on YouTube. I love that. But I'm having a good time. I'm having a great time.
Thank you. Yeah, it's always a good time here at Bry In The Morning. We play the best music. We had the best time. Now, I want to go ahead and throw this on to Prince TJ because he initiated this conversation as well as Damian, and because I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't. So I'm gonna toss it over to Prince TJ. What's up?
Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
It's Prince TJ. Okay. Well, I'm gonna be real with y'all. This morning, my brain has lost a lot of memory. I'm just gonna keep it real. My brain has lost a lot of memory. I have no idea what we were talking about last week. I'm just gonna keep it real.
Okay. All right. Well, let me go ahead and say, per program director, Damian Anderson appeared on your talk show a little over a couple weeks ago, KeJuan, and there was some conversation about how the interview was made, how the interview happened, in the context of the interview, right? And then Damian was mentioned because he was there. Damian was the guest.
Oh, okay. No, okay. I know.
And TJ, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, it's actually false. Just sorry, it's actually false.
I was false.
Okay, I'm just sorry. It's actually false. All right. So last week, I remember now. Last week we were talking about my reps putting out a statement from the interview.
Right.
So for the interview, we put out a statement saying that the interview is still going to be released because under the fair use, it's free commentary, free critiques, and whatever the case may be, that's all in there. So it's still free to react to and things like that. And you followed up with a message saying that if you hear your name, if you see the logo, whatever the case may be, something was going to go down. So I just wanted to spit back, you know what I'm saying, with the hey, look, copyrights. I just want everybody to understand how copyrights actually work, because just because something is under copyright doesn't mean it isn't under fair use. So we sent out an invitation because of the interview and how everything happened recently and what's been going on. Every time we get together, we speak about something. Something has to go down. Somebody has to go off. Somebody's screaming, somebody's yelling, somebody's doing something. So I just wanted to bring you here so we can get a clear understanding on why this keeps consistently happening. Why, who has hate against who? Maybe we all have hate against each other. Whatever the case may be, let's settle it once and for all right here on Bry In The Morning. You don't have to make up. You don't have to ever speak to each other again. We don't have to ever speak to each other again, but let's just find out the root to all of this negativity built up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. And per what TJ had to say, What do you want to add to that, KeJuan?
You know, let me tell you something. I really didn't care about the interview. The reaction video, whatever. I was being funny. You know, like we all know Prince TJ to be funny. I really didn't care. I got sent the screenshot from somebody I won't name, and they told me that, hey, there's gonna be a reaction video coming. And I was like, okay, and you know, if you watch both episodes, the Friday and the Thursday show, I gave my piece on to what I said. Yeah, I did, you know, mention you guys' name, but I didn't care of the feedback, the publicity, or anything that will come after I had aired. I kind of knew that it was going to be, you know, some sort of topic and discussion about it, but I did not care. But what I do care about is the fact that people are taking the interview out of context. They're, it's the disrespect. And first of all, first and foremost, and stuff like that. But I did not care about the end reaction video. I didn't really care.
Not to cut you off. Before we get to that, there's a reaction video was posted, right, TJ?
No, it is actually being posted. Supposed to be today.
Okay, because I want to make sure, because I didn't see a reaction video yet. Not to cut you off, KeJuan, but go ahead. So you're basically saying that, you know, you didn't really worry about the interview and stuff like that. So this is my question: what made you or your producers have Damian on the show to begin with?
So it wasn't my call. It was the showrunner call, because I had went live, and after the live, Damian had reached out to me, and I was kind of fed up with the reaching out, because I got reached out by him in December, and we did an interview on Unfiltered with KeJuan in January. So I was kind of at the point where I didn't want to do another Damian Anderson interview, but then I realized that people who watched the KeJuan show didn't watch Unfiltered with KeJuan. So they didn't understand, what was happening or what went on. So I was like, should I do it? Should I not do it? And I reached back out to Damian. I said, yeah, of course. Let's figure it out. Let's do it. And this was because of a show that I was showrunning called...
You can say the name here.
Keeping It Real Podcast.
Okay.
I was showrunning the show, and I was working, and I didn't know that they did an interview with Damian, but I guess apparently they was being messy, and a lot was going on. I was like, oh, okay. And then one of the hosts had screen recorded the episode and sent it to me to be messy, and I was like, okay, well, let me post this on my story to let America know that I don't give a F. Actually, I don't really care. So that's how that came about. So since the producer wanted to be messy, I thought it'd be great to, give him a little airtime, as Phaedra did on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Give the producer a little air.
All right.
What do you want to add, Damian?
I know I'm gonna say this later, but I feel like I was brought on onto KeJuan's show because he asked me to come on to share my story, my part of the story, which I kind of felt like I did, and then I kind of felt like that I didn't, because like I said to that interview, that I was felt I was being disrespected, seriously, because he was doing KeJuan, I'm talking about. He was doing mainly all the talking, and then I'm over here trying to, add my 2 cents in. But every time that I do, KeJuan butts in. And then I just want to share this with people out there. The showrunner of the show was like, how should I put this? Was like telling blunt to KeJuan that we brought Damian on for a specific reason. KeJuan, you need to be quiet and let Damian say his part, because that was like the whole purpose of why I came on, to share my thoughts, my issues, whatever. And I kind of felt like I said, that I was being disrespected. And I know you gave an apology, onto the next interview that we did. But I feel like, at this point, like, enough is enough. Seriously, like, enough is enough. I'm sick and tired of things keep rehashing over and over and over and over again. Like, let's let the past be the past. Like, seriously, like, this been going on since we met back in 2023. We in 2025 right now. Like, when is it going to be over? Like I'm grown, I'm an adult, and this is childish. It really is. This is childish games right here, and I'm quite frankly, I'm sick of it. So hopefully, all of us, just like, Prince Teacher, what you said, earlier, hopefully we could come to some common ground to, resolve all of this. We don't have to like each other. We don't have to contact each other, but we need to resolve this today. And today it's going to happen, whether we like it or not. That's what I have to say right there.
I just want to say, first, KeJuan, do you want to, respond to anything?
Yes. First of all, this is the first project in the history of this beef that I actually have, a project where, I can talk and I can share my feelings. Have you watched the prior season? Some of y'all have shaded the show and said you don't watch the show. We're not going to discuss that. But have you watched the earlier episodes of the show? I talked a lot about my experiences with this situation and other experiences as well in the entertainment industry. But let me clarify to the fans and everybody that is watching, because my family was talking to me a few days ago as well about this situation. This is the first project of KeJuan Avila in nearly 2 years that I'm actually producing episodes. So to have this guest on was a big deal to kind of end what has happened.
Right.
But to clarify, the episode was 1 hour and 17 minutes if you watched. And I did talk over time. And I even skipped the whole commercial break. I did, because let me tell you something. I was fed up with it. I was fed up with everybody wanting Damian, everybody wanting Prince DJ, or everybody wanting KeJuan to a damn interview about this beef that has not ended. Every year we say we're going to end the beef, and it never happens. So
KeJuan, can we gotta take one quick break, y'all. More Bry In The Morning coming up on the way. More with KeJuan Avila up next. Bry In The Morning. Sure. Are you ready to go straight and back into it?
It's time to talk that talk.
Talk to me, yeah.
Can we just talk? Talk It Out Tuesday, only on Bry In The Morning.
A lot is going on right now. It's Bry In The Morning. Good morning, man. So listen up, man. We are in the building one time with the one and only KeJuan Avila and Damian. KeJuan, y'all been talking for a little minute, but let's get back into it. You're talking about the beef, the quote unquote beef that we've been having for a little over a year. Go ahead, let's get back into it.
Yeah, so like I said, this interview was mainly about to tell my fans, my experiences with this situation. Okay. And I did that. And yeah, I did go a little bit overboard, but prior to the interview, it was a daytime exclusive. And plus in the script, it was about KeJuan's take. And I did not let this person talk. And I understand that, speaking of Damian, but I just wanted people to understand that when a person hates you, but still wants to come on your platform, what does that look like? We all have to be on one accord. And I'm not the person to be on one accord unless I really feel deep down in my soul that I have to. And on that particular day, I was so fed up with it because me and Damian had went from we filmed the podcast in December. And from January through March, we has not talked. We have not communicated. Unless it was about Cortez show. But I was not talking to this person at the top of the year. But I got gripped into it because he went on, a show and decided to just, I guess, talk about hate, which I can understand. Not many people like me. Not many people. That doesn't bother me. But the fact that a person want to come on your platform who have talked about you and said that they hate you, I have not publicly said I hate Damian. I have not publicly said I hate Prince TJ. But what does that look like? Where do we go from here? That was the title of the episode, because I felt very uncomfortable watching Keeping It Real episode and having to be told that Damian hates me, you know? I was like, okay, well, let's bring him on. Let's try to hear his thoughts.
Right.
But, and here's another thing, Brian. I want to be, you know, I'm sorry if I'm cutting somebody off for their time, but let me just say this, is that year after year, there's an episode, there's an interview. If KeJuan says something, then there's an automatic interview that airs. And during this beef, I was watching Brian podcast, and you know, y'all had, you know, disrespected me, calling me a book CEO, and at that time, I was not a book CEO. But it's like, I have always respected each and every one of you, but when you disrespect me, or you know what I've done, then we have a problem. Just like
vice versa.
Absolutely, you have told me things that, you know, I've done, and I was like, oh, okay, you know. But like the fact that Damian keeps saying, you know, the whole premise of it was because Damian said I stole a project from him. Not how it was initiated. Because at the end of October, we talked about a podcast that never saw the light of day. That was first. So like, I'm tired of the narratives that everybody keep putting out that, you know, KeJuan stole this, KeJuan stole this. I have still in my Canva drafts the date we started, you know, making that logo for this podcast that never came out. So I'm tired of everybody, you know, putting out the narratives of KeJuan and KeJuan not having a say. So
okay,
this
okay. I want to say, I just want to say this right here, just to clear us up, you know, between you and I. Out of everything you've done, everything I've done, everything you've said, everything I said, both in front of me and behind my back, I want you to hear this. I just want you to hear these 3 words. I forgive you. I forgive you. All right. Not because of what you didn't hurt. Not because I'm okay with it. Not because I'm brushing it off like it didn't leave a mark. But because I refuse to let it sit with me any longer. I'm forgiving you for me, so I can grow, I can elevate, I can walk forward without dragging the weight of past behind me. Or in this case, I've realized that some people come into your life to plant seeds. Others come into your life to test your soil. And you, KeJuan, in many ways were the test. A test of patience, of the boundaries, of self-worth. And now that I've passed that test, I see more clearly who I am, what I deserve, and where I'm going in life. You know, I know you can't come on this journey with me, vice versa. This isn't coming from a place of hate or bitterness. It's coming from a place of clarity. I'm building a life filled with peace, purpose, progress, prosperity, success, pockets full, if I might add. And what you've brought,
right?
You know, what you've brought has, you know, it doesn't bring any of those. It doesn't feed my soul. It doesn't feed my spirit. It doesn't grow my goals. It doesn't make my pockets widen, like I just said, and it doesn't support the vision that I have for myself. I'm not going to argue with you on this morning, on this great, you know, Earth Day morning. I'm not going to match your energy. I've outgrown that level. Instead, I'm going to thank you, because you showed me what I will no longer tolerate. You reminded me of the standards that I must set and keep. You taught me how powerful it is to choose myself. You see, healing doesn't always come with holding hands and reconciliation. Sometimes healing means recognizing that love and loyalty can't survive where respect doesn't exist. And even if there was a time I had respect for you and what you do, I love and respect myself more now. And that love and respect, I'm protecting that at all costs. So no, we can't have a conversation outside of this interview. We can't work together or do any of that together. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not healthy. I don't think it's healthy, neither for you or myself, or for both of our brands. You know what I'm saying? We can't keep pretending like none of this has happened. I'm moving differently now. You're moving differently. I'm not moving out of pride, but out of purpose. I'm making room for things that align with who I am becoming. That means no hard feelings. Just, I'm creating hardcore boundaries. And that's fine. So from here on out, I'm rooting for you from a distance, a very distant one. All right? So stay up and take care. And we can like we said earlier, this conversation that we're having this morning, we don't need to reconcile. We don't need to glaze each other's projects or any of that. Support each other through social media or any of that, even behind the scenes. But what this conversation is getting is just out of growth.
Okay, hold on. Before we doing that, did you say glaze each other's projects?
Yeah, like, I didn't mean to use that word.
I'm just helping you understand. I mean, do you say glaze? Okay, we're not gonna glaze each other. No, shut up, Bry. Shut up, Bry.
Yeah, that's a glaze each other. I didn't say that one. But seriously, we can't. We don't have to do any of that. All we need is progress, healing, and we don't even need to reconcile, like Damian said earlier. All we need is just to figure out what the root of this cause is, so we can move past this, put it behind, and start booking and start being successful again.
Yeah, well, that's how I feel too.
We already are, but keep it coming. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like I said, it's not for you. It's for me. I'm forgiving you from me, because they say sometimes you got to forgive somebody for yourself. In order to pass it, in order to make progress, you have to forgive.
That's what you got to do.
But for you, exactly. So I'm gonna leave it there. That's my take on that. You know what I'm saying? That's my take.
Right, and I can agree with both of you guys too. I really do, because once you forgive somebody, then you can really move on, and you can really build a broader interest, a broader bond. Where like you say, you can have boundaries, but at the same time, still be respectful. Because I feel like we should all be mature to the point where we don't try to hash out here and there. We at least take our time and roll with what we got to roll with. So I agree 100%, man. And I don't have no beef with you. Do you have beef with me?
I don't. That's the problem. Is that
I'm the least problematic.
Beef. I do not have beef. But the problem is this particular person, is painting me out to be the bad guy here. And I have forgiven this person. I have moved on in my life.
Who is this person?
I have Damian Anderson. I have went on.
Okay, so we have a session with Damian Anderson and KeJuan Avila. I think that's what I'm hearing, Bry.
No, that's what I'm saying. But let me finish real quick. Can I finish real quick?
Yeah,
I've supported a documentary because I feel like it was needed. I supported many things behind closed doors, but what I have not supported was an episode geared towards the launch of my show, bashing me that I'm a horrible host. I have not supported the online talking about me about playing the game without saying my name, which I can understand. But I'm tired of it. I have moved on. I have finished a full season of my show when people thought I wouldn't do it. I am
give it up for that one time. Congratulations, you. Yeah.
Bry saw me in this position, and you gave me this position, and I'm forever grateful for that.
Yeah.
But I don't want people to continue to make me seem like the bad guy here.
Understood.
It's like I have moved on. I have truly moved on. And I support some people from a distance in this interview.
Yeah.
On social media, I might comment a few here and there.
quick.
But if I don't.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah.
I just want to say, in order to, and this is not in defense of anybody, I'm just, stating what I'm hearing.
Right.
In order to not be portrayed as the bad guy, you can't do bad guy-ish. Does that make sense? I'm just wanting to clarify. Because that's what I'm hearing.
Okay. So can you tell me why, in October, when my show was gearing up for the launch in November, was there an episode? Well, not an episode. I'll say about the last few minutes of the show, talking about how, I'll be a horrible host when I haven't done anything in that particular time here, praying here. Why was there, things geared towards me when at that point of time I haven't said nothing to Damian? I haven't done nothing to him. I haven't even, did anything in October or November gearing up for the launch of a show. But yet, I was being talked about.
I don't think it's necessarily being in that point in time. I think because the show, how we do shows, we pre-tape them, and I don't think at that moment and point in time of what you were saying, it was your actions. Sometimes it's not about what we say; it's about what we do. So, because you didn't say anything, doesn't mean he felt any type of way that of what he felt. Okay, hold on. Of what he felt then, that's what he said. That's what he said. It was his show. It's a talk show. You say what you feel. And right then and there, that's what he felt. And who's to say you on your show throughout this whole entire season, November through April, you didn't say anything slick about Damian and I. I know you have. I know you have. It's daytime. It's talk. It's TV. This is daytime television. I just want everybody to understand out there in the public. This is television, folks. This is not reality TV. This is talk. This is, it's basically reality, but it's talk. It's talk. It's unscripted content, y'all. You're gonna say what you feel. You're gonna say what you feel right then and there. I've done it sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. I've said some things. We do it out right then and there, out of feeling, out of emotion, because of what you've done. You've created, I ain't gonna lie to you, since 2023, it's been 2 years. There's a lot to process. And so when you say, October, why, this October show, he was closing out his time in daytime. You were getting ready to come in. He was just saying, what are you feeling? And that's fine.
Okay. And I respect that. But don't come on my platform if you hate me. Because that's not what it's about there. It's not. He has publicly said he hated me.
On that note, y'all, KeJuan, we're gonna dive more in this up next. Y'all need to stay by your radios. We got more Bry in the Morning coming up next. We're inside of this long Talk It Out Tuesday with our guest KeJuan Avila still joining us in the building, and we were in the building one time, still talking it out, man. And he just expressed that Damian had told him face to face, "I hate you," and I just want to be honest with you here, KeJuan. I want to be honest with you here, right here on this radio show this morning. Hearing that and watching that, I'm just like, that is a deep thing to say to somebody on their own platform. I mean, I'm not taking sides, but I'm just like, man, like, has it got to the point where you have to say that on their own platform? Like, and I gotta ask you this question right here. This is only to hear your own views and hear your own thoughts real fast. Is this? And I'm sorry, I got people in the background. I need to know this. Yeah, I hear y'all. I'm sorry. I want to know this. What were your initial thoughts and what were your initial feelings when Damian told you that on your own platform? How did you really feel about that?
If you watched, excuse me, if you watched the show, if you watched the episode, the Thursday one, he said, and I quote, "I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I hate KeJuan. I dislike KeJuan. Hate and dislike both, in the same interview." And That's the first time I heard that from him. I heard that, was it was something else before, but it wasn't as hurtful as it was when he had said that. And if you kind of tell the initial, let me just say this. The episode was ran so messy because after he had said that, the showrunner put me on full screen and I was like, kind of shooketh, if you will. And it was a lot. That episode was a lot for everybody, the fans, y'all to hear, watch, dissect and process. And it was a lot for me too, because I had to, if you know me, if you really do know me, it was a lot for me not to cuss him out and end the show right there. But the fact that I did a whole nother episode with this person, laughed and joked with them, tells you the type of person that KeJuan is. Is that KeJuan, may, do a lot of things, but at the end of the day, KeJuan is truly a down to heart type of guy. I am. To those that love me, I love you. To those that like me, I like you. To those who support me, I support you. But I would not tolerate that. And after that, I said, that's enough. That was enough because it was a lot to take in. And this is not about Bry. This is not about TJ. It goes back to this one person who still has it out for me and still
I have a name for a reason.
Well, Damian still has it out to me to this day. And it's like, he's still attacking and Wait a second. I'm not
Bry'Neir.
Hold on, let me finish this last sentence.
Well, I haven't had a chance.
Hold on.
But
Yeah.
Thank you. Because quite frankly, I'm quite over it. And I just had to correct you of what you said that I am attacking you. I don't know where in the world you are getting this from, that I am attacking you, but I have not. For the past couple of days or weeks or months, I have not been attacking you. Like, seriously, I have not. Yes, I said those words onto the show, the interview, because you said, Damian, keep it real. Say what's on your heart. I said what's on my heart, and you, quite frankly, you need to hear it, and everybody needs to hear it, because that is what I think of you, KeJuan. That is what I think of you. This keeps happening. This happened in 2023, and this is 2025 right now. Why can't you? Because I have let it go. I'm living my life to the fullest. Like, seriously, why don't you let it go? You always keep bringing up the past. That's why I have to say this, and this is the truth. You are not continuing growing as a person because you keep on letting the stuff from the past keep on dictating your life. That's why you can't continue to grow. That's why nobody likes you. Some people don't like you. I'm just keeping it real, y'all. I'm just keeping it real. You want to continue growing as a person? Let the past be the past. It doesn't matter what happened 2 years ago. Keep moving forward into your direction because things are happening for you. If you allow it, if you will let it. That's
what do you want to add to that, KeJuan? Because that was a lot.
That's true.
From Damian. Gosh.
Like I said, we weren't talking about 2 years ago in this sentence right here. We were talking about on what day was it? February something. Thursday, February 17th. Talking about, the interview and how this person said I hate you. That's what we were talking about.
That was February?
No, not, did I say February? I mean, April, something.
Oh, April
10th. To be told on my own show that I hate you. Yeah, I did say keep it real. Keep it real. But I didn't expect that to come out. And quite frankly, you have, not publicly attacked, but you have sneak dissed. Okay, maybe that's the word. You're right. You wasn't attacking me. The attacking came from me. I'm gonna keep it real. Let's be real about being real. Okay? The attacking came from me because of the sneak diss, of the interviews, of the lies, of the manipulation. And to be honest with you, I have let it go. Okay? But when Cortez and Tavion and Jatavion and other people who want to interview you, and they don't know the full story. They don't know how KeJuan feels. So they agree with you because, I mean, yeah, who wouldn't agree with Damian Anderson? Because if Damian Anderson says he was attacked by KeJuan Avila, who wouldn't believe it? Because you are a real person. I have said that on my show, if you watched. But I am tired because they don't know the full story. They don't know how I feel. But they get these little sneaks of the stories, of interviews and podcasts. I had somebody put together all of the clips, and I had a person who had screenshotted every story I did about this situation and put it together. And I was like, you know what? It was my fault. But if you... I am tired of being sneak dissed by this person.
Okay.
And Bry, I went to you one day because one evening, and you were in college, and I didn't know that. You know, I do know sometimes you were in college, but I was just so fed up with the sneak diss.
Yeah.
You know, that's what started it. But this person says he hates me.
Can you give me the satisfaction of saying my name, please, and stop saying this person? I have a name for a reason. Respect my name, please.
KeJuan, let me ask you this.
I don't want this part to be clipped by people and to be put on social media and say who is hating KeJuan. So for the satisfaction.
Hold on. You said you didn't want this part to be clipped. That's what you just said?
Yeah, if you
that's at the discretion of our social media team.
Hey,
so
no.
It is at the discretion of our social media team.
Not y'all.
Okay.
Not y'all.
I was going to say.
I'm not going to say this person's name because then I'm going to get a FaceTime call. But
who's the person?
Tavion, y'all.
What?
Okay?
Okay.
Jesus. I don't want this part to be clipped and said, you know, when he's trying to ask me a question. So yes, Damian has said that he hates me, and that's where we're at now. And if to be honest with you, that's a part of attacking. That falls under a category of attacking. But hey, I could be wrong, and quite frankly, I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up. There's nothing else for me to say. I said what I said.
KeJuan, let me ask you this real fast. Why do you feel that you need a certain response or a certain apology from Damian? Like, why is Damian the surface of your quote-unquote drama?
Nah, you know what it's giving. It's giving pick me. I'm just going to keep it real. It's giving pick me.
Great question. I don't want an apology from Damian, but I would like for Damian to be real about what he has said on my show. That's all. That's all. I want him to stop.
Doing what?
Hollering at me. Like you did on my show.
Come on.
The hollering. Because when Damian feels attacked, I mean,
because you was attacking me. You was attacking me during that.
Okay,
interview.
you called. In the interview,
because you called, and I want to say this again, because you called me in that interview. You called me a fake person again. I had to stop you right there. Seriously, I had to stop you right there because these two know this from here, and other people know. They know the type of character, the type of person I am. Yes, you know, I'm not claiming that I'm perfect. I never have, never will be, because Damian Anderson is not perfect. But Damian Anderson is not fake. That's not how I was raised. That is not how I was raised. And for you to say that, I had to butt in and to defend my own self. Seriously, because I have never been fake. Never. I speak realness. I speak realness. What else do you want from me? What else do you want from me, KeJuan? That is what I'm trying to get. Seriously, that's what I'm trying to get. What else do you want from me? You brought me on your show for a specific reason. Seriously, for me to speak my truth. And I felt like I wasn't allowed to do that. I wasn't allowed to do that because I felt disrespected. So did I. Well, let me hear this. Right. How in the freaking world was you being disrespected?
I'm gonna tell you, great. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. Finally, number one,
you spoke for the entire time. It's my turn to speak, but go ahead.
First of all, you said I was a devil. Okay, I turned around and said you're fake. Why I said you're fake? Because you have this narrative about me that is completely untrue. Thirdly, like I just said, you said I was a devil. So, I mean, that's the part that people didn't see in the interview. And I had to clip that down because actually the interview was an hour and almost, 50 minutes. I clipped certain parts out because it got to a point from this person that he was
Damian Anderson, that's my name.
Damian Anderson was being overwhelmingly disrespectful in the production process of this interview. He was being totally disrespectful. So that's why I said you were fake. That's why I said you were fake.
And then also you said you mentioned into that interview that there's two sides of Damian Anderson. That that I showed that is totally not true. That is totally not true right there. Because I showed you don't know me. You don't know me like these two fellas do, and everybody else. You don't know. Okay, I don't need to know you. Okay, I don't need to know you. But all right, y'all.
All right, y'all. We got to take another break, y'all. We right here. We got more coming up on the way, man. You're tapping in to Bry in the Morning. Still talking it out on this Tuesday, of course. TJ, hey, man, I had to go get some breakfast.
Yelling out on this Tuesday, isn't it?
I had to give me some breakfast this morning. I was in the Bojangles line, and I'm still on there.
I'm just saying, though. I'm sorry. We just laughing. I'm sorry.
I'm a jokester. You know I'm a jokester. I'm sorry. I'm not, taking your feelings or your context or anything out of context seriously. We're talking right now, and KeJuan Avila, he's our guest this morning. He's gonna be speaking. He's spoken with us today on our Talk It Out Tuesday segment, and he's talking about a lot of things regarding Damian, regarding Prince TJ, regarding me. For those of the radio audience who are not familiar with what happened, we released a documentary last year. There's been a lot of stuff going on between us, and I just want to not to get our listeners confused, but I just want to reiterate what happened. And we're in the middle of this conversation. I think that Damian and KeJuan were discussing something. I'm just gonna get picked back from y'all. And again, we're gonna keep we're on the clock too, so we're gonna keep the hour right. So go ahead, Damian.
Yeah, I was saying that in the interview, KeJuan had mentioned, excuse me, that I would say a two-face. That and I want to get this correct because I wrote this down. Because he said that you can be a various devious person. There's two sides to Damian that many people don't know. You are a fake individual. And these two gentlemen and everybody who knows me, that there comes a time to where I show people, because I show people all aspects of me. Seriously, all aspects of me. But I have never, these two gentlemen know this right here, and lots of other people, there is not a two-side Damian Anderson. I'm sorry, there's not. Because people know this is Damian. This is him right here. I have never been fake. I'm not acting. This is not a character. This is Damian Anderson. And if you don't like it, hit the road, Jack. Hit the road. Because what's stopping you? Seriously, what's stopping you? And for you to say that onto your show, call me a devious person. Yeah, you don't know me. And quite frankly, you don't need to get to know me because you lost that respect a very long time ago. You lost my trust. You lost all of it. Because once you mess up with Damian Anderson, they know this right here. Oh, you're done. You're done. You can't rebuild it. You can't regain it. Absolutely not. Because I'm a Scorpio. And y'all know not to mess with Scorpios. I'm just saying. So for you to say that, I had to come back at you with that. Seriously, now you could think that for yourself. Because that's your opinion, but don't make it into a fact.
You can blaming this all because you're trying to be calling yourself a Scorpio. blaming it on the Scorpio lie. Let me stop. What do you want to add, KeJuan? Hold on, board up. You gotta unmute him.
Sorry,
go ahead.
I was still unmuted from that little commercial break part. Anywho, what y'all are seeing is kind of, I guess, me and Damian. I guess every time we get in the room with each other, this is what it is, and y'all, this is you watch the interview. If you watch any other interviews with KeJuan, this is what y'all see, and I don't know why. And I've asked people, many people, like, why is it that when we get in a room with each other to talk it out, there is always, and I said this into my show, there is always some underline of just total BS that just comes out throughout the show. And, to y'all, it's good TV with your popcorn and your covers and your wine or whatever, because one of my internet aunties sent me a picture of her drinking some wine watching it be on her TV. I'm like, I don't understand. I mean, I guess it makes good TV for y'all, but like I said years ago, not years ago, because I make it seem like it was like 5-6 years ago. But I did say this.
5-6 years ago. I'm like, damn, we was that old.
Because when I say years, I didn't want to make it seem like
it's okay. Yeah. This morning show is only 2 years old. No, don't play with it. Don't play with it.
But like I said, a year ago, I feel like there needs to be some type of therapy session. I don't know. There needs to be some type of, I don't know, Shannon Sharp type of thing. I don't know.
Shannon Sharp.
Shannon Sharp, with Cat Williams. Anywho,
club session. I mean, hey, you're in our studio this morning, so that's a start.
That is a start, but I mean, this is daytime TV. I mean,
come on, this right here.
It's morning, right?
It's morning radio.
This morning radio.
This is morning radio.
Listen, I haven't been in production in over a month, so I don't.
This is morning radio. People listening in the cars right now. They listen to us on their way to work.
People need to be hearing this. People don't need to be hearing this. That's what I'm saying. Is like this is not for morning anything. This is not for any daytime talk show. It's getting to a point where it's something rooted within Damian that he hates about me, and I guess there's something rooted within me that I hate about Damian. But like what y'all are seeing right now is exactly how behind the scenes production went. Okay,
let's do a little bit of inverse. Let's do a little bit of reverse psychology here. Do you hate Damian, KeJuan?
No. I do dislike some of the certain things that have been put out in the media. But hate is a very strong word. It's what I'm trying to get people to understand.
Understood.
Yes. So like, I do not hate Damian. No, I respect him in this business because I mean he, have coached me in many different things. I respect this gentleman, but for hate, no.
Okay, so what do you want to see moving forward? Is our question. Was my question.
What do I want to see moving forward?
What do you want to see moving forward? Do you want to see a friendship? Do you want to see an apology?
No.
What?
I do want an apology. I do want that. And until we have a real conversation, then I'll give a real apology. Because I gave a real apology on my show, and I guess it flip-flopped back to here where, we're back to arguing. And I said at the end of Friday's show last week is that I'm not about to continue to argue. And here we are arguing. I didn't come here this morning to argue.
Neither did I. I came here to have some fun on the radio.
That part. Like, can I just come on and have fun and talk about some things? It's like, I can never do that because it's always something in media about me or Damian. We can never have any project that is fun for any of us. It's just like, it's ridiculous. And it needs to stop.
Understood. And that's on both parts. That's on both parts. Now, you have some part on here. He has some part on here. I'm not dismissing the fact that there's no say so. It's both parts. Can you both agree on that? Realistically, can you both agree on that?
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Do you have any? Because TJ, I gotta be honest, I didn't know he had no reps. I'm like, I didn't think we gave you this much for you to have a
They
rep.
don't know what. Yeah, you don't know what I got over there.
Because I got an assistant and reps. I'm like, dang, y'all, dang, he got reps now. I'm talking about from the reps of Prince TJ. I'm like, dang, he got reps. That's crazy. Anyway, his reps did him best. I think I talked about it a couple minutes
Hey,
ago.
excuse me,
Hey.
excuse me, Charlemagne.
What?
Jesus, you just don't take nothing serious. Don't take nothing serious.
I'm sorry.
This is a serious. This is a serial conversation.
Yes,
that we are
this
having right
is a serial conversation. I'm trying to have some cereal and talk about.
It is a serious conversation.
I said cereal, not serious.
Me too. I want me a donut. I'm sorry.
You want to go Dunkin' Donuts after this?
You won't. I'm down. I'm down.
No, seriously.
I'm down for a donut.
I know you are. Look at me.
get back to
That's
it.
mean. That's
Okay.
mean, bro. That's that. I can't say that, no, bro. I don't want to get it. Okay, now
Okay,
now
here's
see.
the
If I
question
keep
that's gonna-
talking, I keep talking smack. I'm gonna get called to the office.
Get everything
Okay, listen.
down.
All right.
I got one.
Can I get to my question first? Now, see,
No. I'm
now,
gonna get
see,
to my
KeJuan and Damian got a chance to argue. Now me and TJ
What's the
arguing.
show
Ain't this some bull? Bry in the
Show
morning.
called. It's
Bry in
called
the morning.
TJ in the morning. It's called
No, it ain't.
TJ in the
Absolutely not. But no, seriously, KeJuan. I done forgot my question. Yeah, go ahead, TJ.
So I just want to ask. This all right. Just like me and Brian doing, this is what we need a room of. We need a room of laughter. That's the medicine to every cause. So I just want to say, KeJuan, Damian, hug it out. Okay, I'm sorry, because I know that's not gonna happen. I'm sorry.
You got that.
So this whole conversation, the whole point of this was to get to the root cause of the situation. Obviously, this is radio. We're not going to have all the time in the world to, find out what the cause, what the root of this conflict is, because we have KeJuan screaming at Damian screaming at KeJuan, Brad trying to be the middleman, and I'm just sitting back enjoying TV. But, so here's what we have to do. We have to this is what we have to do. We have to talk behind the scenes. We have to talk off of the mics, off the radio, off TV. We have to get our butts, behind the scenes so we can really discover what the problem is, because I think we're saying what we feel about each other, but we're not really saying it. You know what I'm saying? We're saying
because I'm trying to keep my job here.
Action towards it
I'm
either.
trying to keep my job here.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. We need to
Still
have
new
it
person here.
off air.
Yeah. In other words, he ain't trying to get called to the office today.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So that's what I'm saying. We need to have it. We need to have it off air so nobody loses their jobs, nobody loses their reputation or
I
whatever.
do not want to be in a meeting with Hit Media today. I absolutely don't.
I'm telling you the truth.
Not.
I need to keep my talk show.
They're already mad at us already for taking a whole week and a half off.
Oh, whatever. So yeah, we gonna cut it right there.
All right, man. Hey, KeJuan, let everybody know where they can follow you and support you real fast.
You can follow me at the KeJuan Avila on Instagram. That's my public Instagram account. And you can gear up for this docu-series we're putting together and shows and clips. If you want to follow that together, you can follow KeJuan Show TV for, all of this stuff.
Okay.
So you can follow that.
Well, there you go. Well, I'm supporting you, and I still support you. You support me, I support you. Regardless, we got to support our black kids in this situation. Hate towards me now. Hate towards me. But thank you for coming through. Seriously, thank you for taking your time to be with us today. The well-needed conversation. Again, the conversation is not over. So again, you can catch that on Instagram and YouTube, of course. Bry_Near, BOY_ONARR is where you can find it. And program directors, I just want to apologize. We didn't play a lot of music today because we had a conversation. So I'm sorry. Y'all can't have your sexy red, your Summer Walker in the same time. I'm sorry. I am sorry.
Exactly. I'm sorry. Gonna have to wait.
It's gonna have to wait. It's gonna have to wait. All right, but again, thank you so much for coming through. One more time, everybody. Out of respect, everybody. One more time, KeJuan Avila. Came through. Thank you for coming through, man.